count 3, commit the offense of criminal sexual conduct in the 4th degree, that he did engage in sexual contact with another person, to wit, Ashlyn Beauchamp, using force or coercion to accomplish the sexual contact contrary to Michigan law. There's a SORA notice associated with this offense that is a Tier 1 offense under the Sex Offender Registration Act if the victim is 18 years or older, which is in this case, which means that it is the non-public registry, but he must register for 15 years, 1 time per year. And we ask the court take notice pursuant to Michigan law. Upon bindover, the district court shall order defendant to be tested for sexually transmitted infection, hepatitis B infection, and for presence of HIV or an antibody to HIV if the judge determined there is reason to believe that the conviction involved sexual penetration or exposure to a body fluid of the defendant. And if the district court determined that testing is not required upon conviction, the court must order the defendant to be tested. This is a high court misdemeanor punishable by up to 2 years and or $500. Again, the mandatory HIV STD testing, DNA to be taken upon arrest, and was committed against the peace and dignity of the state of Michigan.
Mr. Aladiru, you are being charged here with what's known as 4th degree criminal sexual conduct. That is called a misdemeanor. It is punishable like a felony in that it's punishable by up to 2 years in prison. And you'll also be subject to sex offender registration requirements, although non-public requirements. Have you had enough time to talk about this charge with your attorney?
Yes, I have.
Do you understand the charge?
Yes, I do.
Do you have any questions at all about what we're doing?
No.
How do you want to plead?
Guilty.
If your plea of guilty is accepted by this court, it means you won't have a trial of any kind. And you'll be giving up the rights that go along with a trial. That includes the right to a trial by jury if you didn't want trial by jury, trial by judge, the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty and to require the prosecutor to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, the right to have the witnesses against you appear at the trial and to be able to cross-examine them, the right to have this court order any witnesses that you might have to appear at the trial, the right to remain silent at the trial and not to have your silence used against you, or the right to testify yourself at the trial if you wanted to. Also, when you plead guilty, a couple things are different about appeals. One is you don't get an automatic right to appeal to the next higher court. Instead, you have to ask them to hear your case, and they would have to agree to hear it. The other thing is that when people, if they go to trial and they get convicted, they can appeal a wide range of issues. If you plead guilty, you don't get to appeal a lot of issues that you would have otherwise been able to. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, I do.
And you want to give up those rights and plead guilty, is that correct?
That is correct.
Also, if I accept your plea, it means you can't come back later on and try to say that the plea was the result of some promise or threat that no one told me about today. Do you understand that?
Yes.
It also means you cannot come back later on and try to say that it really wasn't your own choice to plead guilty today. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Is there a plea agreement, Ms. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor. In exchange for the defendant's successful plea and sentence to count 3 on the amended information, the people agreed to dismiss count 1 and count 8.
Is that a full and complete statement, Mr. Watson?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Aladero, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, it is.
Do you agree with it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Now, right now, I don't know what your sentence is, and I haven't made any deals with anyone about your sentence. Are you clear on that?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything else that has not been said here right now in order to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone used any threats to get you to do it?
No, Your Honor.
Is this your own choice?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you are in fact guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then tell me what you did on or about March 19, 2019, regarding count 3 in Ashlyn, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, may I inquire of Mr. Oladero? I had anticipated that I'd be taking the factual basis. I was unclear. I think that's kind of what he was expecting, that I might ask him questions.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Oladero, on the 19th of March of 2019, were you at room 296 West Wilson Hall, City of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan? Can you hear me?
I think maybe he froze up.
Mr. Oladero, were you able to hear that?
I'm sorry, you
last
froze up.
line?
No, I wasn't. Sorry.
Okay. On March 19 of 2019, were you at room 296 West Wilson Hall, East Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan?
Yes, I was.
And while there, did you engage in some sexual contact with Ashlyn Beauchamp, spelled Beauchamp?
Yes, I was.
But there, when you engaged in the sexual contact, did you do so by using force or coercion to accomplish that sexual contact?
Yes, I did.
Well, wait a second. That's all very well and good, but the court rules say that he has to tell me in his own words.
All right, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Aladero, what did you do to Ashlyn?
I had sex with her.
Okay, was that against her will?
Yes,
So you used some force to do it, is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay, and when you say sex, you had some kind of sexual contact. So what part of your body was in use? Your penis?
Yes,
Okay, and did it enter her vagina?
it did.
Okay, and has the court complied with MCR 6.302? Ms. Allen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Watson?
Yes, it has. Thank you, Your Honor.
Are you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements other than those already placed on the record? Ms. Allen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Watson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
The court finds the plea is understandingly and voluntarily made without undue influence, threats, or promises of leniency. It is an accurate plea. It's supported by the testimony. The plea is accepted. I have a sentencing date here, Mr. Watson, if this works for you, of January 4 at 2 o'clock. That's a Monday afternoon, just like I'm doing all of the criminal matters on Monday afternoons.
That's
Is
Monday,
that okay?
January 4 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Your Honor. I'll make sure that works.
Okay, very good. Then, Mr. Aladero, I will see you here in the courtroom on Monday, January 4th at 2 p.m. And it is very important that you're here then. I will need you to be actually here in the courtroom for sentencing. And in the meantime, you will be contacted by the probation department. Now, that's not pretrial services. This is the probation department. And they're going to do an interview with you. It's really important because it's for the report that I'll use for sentencing. If you do not hear from them in the next 24 to 48 hours, please contact them yourself and tell them you need an interview. Mr. Watson will give you the contact information if you need it. And as with respect to bond, I did get a violation report, Mr. Aladero, that you were not engaging in the testing at Adam and that you had a couple of curfew violations, and I had it set for a show cause this afternoon without realizing at the time that this would be a plea. But Mr. Watson, did you wish to speak to that on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. My client accepts responsibility for his missteps as they relate to those dates.
Okay, Mr. Aladero, have you had a problem getting to Adam?
No, I have not. Well, yes, but not transportation-wise.
Okay, so, but you did miss some days, right?
Yes, I did miss some days. Your Honor.
Well, we need you to make all of your drops or testing at Adam. Will you do that while you're on bond up until the time of sentencing?
Yes, I will.
And you're on curfew tether, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
You've had some problems with that as well? Can you talk to me about that?
Yes. The first time I went to visit a family member in Flint with my girlfriend, and we were running a little late leaving there. And then the second time was a friend of mine who lives across the street from me here. His grandmother died, and I was just being there for him. I lost track of time.
Okay, Mr. Aladero, I need you to comply with bond if I'm going to keep you on bond pending sentencing. So that means making your drops at Adam, and it means complying with your curfew tether restrictions. So if you see Ms. Escobedo Emmons up there on the screen, if you have a problem with some scheduling on your curfew tether, you need to contact her. She can clear it or clear it with me if there's some kind of special circumstance or something that you need to be out beyond your hours are. But we can't have you just whenever you feel like it staying out past curfew or violating the terms of the curfew tether. Can you follow all the rules while you're pending sentencing?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I'll dismiss the show cause, and your bond is continued. And then, like I said, we'll see you back here on January 4th at 2 o'clock. Okay, any questions, Mr. Aladero?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Very
Honor.
much, Your Honor.
Thank you.